a doctor now, by the way, also. I was in so much pain. I was literally feeling like dizzy. And then I just started crying. I literally booked my ticket the night before. It was like this crazy whirlwind. My return flight, I just didn't take it. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry I went MIA again. You guys, oh my gosh, today's video, I'm just gonna update you where I've been, what I've been up to, and then I'm gonna have some more videos coming for you. I'm so sorry I've been away, you guys. Oh my gosh. Like, when was my last upload? Let me check. Oh my God, like, I don't even know when it was. I think it was like 4 months ago. I was really taking a minute. Like, wow, oh my God. 4 months ago, why luxury YouTubers are annoying me. That actually got a lot of views. You guys, oh my gosh. So, okay, when I stopped uploading, I had been working on a project. It took 4 months of my time. There was cameras involved. So there is something to be excited about that I really hope I can announce soon. I don't know when the release date is, but I cannot wait to show you guys what I've been up to. So that was taking a lot of my time. I was working on that for 4 months. I wasn't doing it every day, but some days were really intensive, and I would also be managing my full-time real estate job as well. So it was a lot, and what happened was I totally burnt myself out at the end of it. I finished in, I think, the end of April going into May. And at that time, I was just like, let's just go out, let's enjoy. I wanted to take a break kind of from everything. I was still trying to keep up with like vlogging and stuff, but then I would take like vlog footage and I would just kind of like half-ass it. And I would be like, okay, this isn't actually a good vlog. Like, I'm randomly filming bits of when I'm out, but I'm not like talking to you guys. I'm not explaining what I'm doing. This isn't quality content. So then I was like, I'm just gonna take a step back. I'm gonna take a step back because it was like a lot. Like, working on this project, work, and YouTube channel, it was just so much. And then after that, what happened was, I think in May, the end of May. So I had been kind of like taking a break from YouTube. I was really just like enjoying my time in Dubai, having fun weekends out while the weather was still good, right? Because Dubai is so hot. It's still hot right now. It's like at least 40 degrees Celsius every single day. I broke my hand, you guys. I was wearing this very long, beautiful Bronx and Banco dress. If you haven't seen it already on my Instagram, the dress is on there. And oh my gosh, I fully was just like walking down a step. I slipped in my Dior slides. So I have like a leather sole, stepped on the dress in those shoes, flat shoes, literally fell on this side of my butt. My right butt cheek literally had a bruise for almost 2 months. It was black. It was like this big. It hurt to like lay on my side. It was so bad. I had to have two surgeries in Dubai, first time ever. So that was a little bit scary. Only time I've ever had surgery before that was for these babies. So this is the scar. If you guys can see this is the scar. So basically, I'll put some photos for you guys with my hand in a cast. So basically, I fractured this bone. This is, I think, the 3rd metacarpal. I'm a doctor now, by the way, also. I've been working on my private practice. So they had to put a steel pin that was literally, you guys, sorry TMI, sticking out of my hand for like 30 days. Literally, it was sticking out in the cast. It went all across my hand. So I had to have a first surgery to have it put in and a second surgery to have it removed. I've heard of people having pins removed from their hands non-surgically, but they told me even with local anesthesia, just because of my reaction to every time they took the cast off of like literally feeling dizzy and lightheaded, they were just like, we should put you under, we should put you under. And I was like, okay, fine. Because I don't know why, like I used to literally be able to watch all those like plastic surgery shows and like operations. Like there was a show called Skin Deep. I don't know if anyone in Canada watching remembers that show, if it's even still on. I used to come home from school when I was like 12 and like eat a snack and watch that. Like if it would be on, I'd be like, ooh, what are they doing? I was a weird child. But I don't know what's happened. That stuff makes me so squirmy now. So like literally I also left my hand for 3 days. I thought that it was fine. It was just a sprain, you know, it was quite swollen. And then I went into work on Monday and people were like, oh my God, your hand. And I was like, yeah, but it's probably just a sprain. It's probably just swollen, whatever. And then the end of the day, I was in so much pain. I was literally feeling like dizzy. So I went to the hospital and they took x-rays and they're like, your hand is broken. I was like, oh my God. And then I just started crying. I don't know why. I just started bawling my eyes out of the hospital. And I was like, what has happened? Like, why? Like surgery in Dubai, in a foreign country, like what? Like, I don't know, just the idea of being in a foreign country, the medical here is so good, but the surgical aspect, you know what I mean? Like away from my family and stuff, I was just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? So anyways, had surgery, I think a day or two later, because the next day you need to do like the anesthesia consultation, whatever. So I was fully put under for that. It was like an hour procedure. I spent the whole day in the hospital. When I woke up, I was literally just so tired. They sent me home with just like some basic painkillers and like some sodium carbonate supplement, probably calcium, and then just like vitamins basically, and pills that will help my stomach, like because painkillers can kind of mess up with your stomach and everything. So there was like pills to help with that. So the pain wasn't actually that bad, like surprisingly. So basically I had to wear a cast, and I had to wear this cast for 4 weeks, and I had to get it rewrapped every like 7 to 10 days. And it wasn't a small cast or splint like you'd imagine when you see people with like a sprained wrist. They have just like a black kind of like tight splint. It was like a full-on cast, like a full-on thing. Like, you guys, living alone, having to wash my hair, like literally do anything with one hand was so annoying. It was so difficult. And it was difficult even like to just type on my computer, and I didn't want to be at home that much. Like, I stayed home, I think, for the first like 4 or 5 days. I literally just took it easy. I just slept the first like 3 days, chilled in bed, like didn't do much, kind of like got out of bed on the first weekend. But it really was not a pleasant time for me, and it was difficult to do anything. I did end up going to the office full time after the first 5 days because I just didn't want to be at home. Like, you're not really getting any steps in. Like, I couldn't really exercise. After I think 3 weeks, I went to the gym a few times just to kind of like move my body more, because I was just feeling so like just like lethargic all the time. And just, I mean, your body's healing, it's normal to feel tired, but I think I was also feeling lethargic literally just from like sitting at my office and then sitting at home. But I would literally make myself go to work just because it was like a social aspect, you know? And I did even go out a few times, which was probably not smart, but it was more like dinners and stuff. But I did go to like a few like beach settings because the weather was good and I didn't want to be cooped up in the house, right? But it was just so annoying, you guys, like to have just the sympathy looks, you know what I mean? Like when you're walking, or if you're at the beach with your arm in a cast and everyone's kind of like staring at you, and it's just like, okay, yes, I know, you know? So everyone was like super nice though. People in my office were like super nice. I even like had some viewings, you know, and still sold properties while I had a broken hand, but it was definitely not an easy time. And it was just a very draining time as well, because I felt honestly like very alone. And I was just not really in a good headspace. I didn't want to come on camera with a cast. Not even that I was like embarrassed or self-conscious. I just wasn't in the headspace where I wanted to put myself on the internet. You know what I mean? Be like this cast girl on YouTube, because like YouTube videos are forever. And I didn't really want to like remember this time of my life, even though I'm talking about it now, because I think it might be interesting for anyone as well who might be, you know, living in Dubai and curious about like the medical like experience here. I went to a hospital that one of my colleagues actually recommended. It's called NMC Specialty. It's in Dubai Investment Park, and it was close enough to my house because I knew with any surgery you would need to do like a lot of follow-up appointments and all these like checkups, and I didn't want to be like going in traffic like for a really long time to get there and then go home. So I picked it as well because it was close to my house. I really can't complain because healthcare here is amazing. Like in Canada, if you needed an operation, you might need to even like wait for it, you know, unless it's like an emergency surgery. I mean, in my case, like it was kind of, you know, you need to fix this now. It's not like someone who's waiting for a hip replacement or something like this. But the medical in Dubai is honestly amazing. Like anytime I've needed anything, even minor things, it's really, really good. You don't really have to wait. The facilities are super clean. Everyone speaks English, and everything is like super modern. Like it's actually very competitive here. There is even a district in Dubai called Healthcare City, and there's even Healthcare City 2, literally just full of hospitals. And there's even a place called Science Park, which is where like some of the labs and everything are. So really, really interesting experience. It was very positive, honestly. Nothing bad to say about it. In the hospital after my operation, and even before, I had my own private room. It was literally like massive. It was probably like the size of my whole living space, living in kitchen. Like it was big, and my apartment isn't huge, but like for a hospital room, I was like, wow, this is like a hotel suite I've been given. Like, wow, wow, wow. The food was whatever. But anyways, my experience was overall good, slightly nerve-wracking. And then when they told me I would have to have surgery to have the pin removed, because I literally thought it was going to be like local anesthesia or they could just like pull it out, which was one of my coworkers. Ugh, a lot of my colleagues are from the UK, so they all say colleagues. So I've got in the habit of saying colleagues, but sometimes I still say coworkers because I'm from Canada, so I keep switching, you know. Anyways, one of my colleagues said that when they had a pin removed from their hand, they literally just got it pulled out. But I don't know, maybe because mine was long, they had to surgically remove it. But when they told me I had to have surgery again, and I would have to kind of like take time off work again and then have like recovery, you know, I like literally was like, I don't know what it was, but I was super emotional that month, like finding out about the surgery and then the second surgery and then just dealing with kind of everything on my own. It was like really not an easy time. Like obviously I had girlfriends around and that was all fine, but it was just like a very isolating time in my life. And I think that was kind of why I got so emotional the second time, because I was just like, I have to deal with this again, you know? My first surgery, my ex-boyfriend actually from last summer, we broke up. He was there with me for like 10 hours and that was really, really like super kind of him and took care of me and everything, just like made sure I was totally fine, kept checking in on me. But by the second surgery, it was such a minor procedure, there was really no need. It was just difficult. It was like I had just come from working on this project where I was just fabulous, boss bitch, glamorous all the time, to then having like a really fun month, to then having this like horrible thing happen where I just felt so not myself. Like I felt like I couldn't even like fully like wash my hair properly. Like I would wash it, but I never felt like it was like as good as if I had two hands, you know? Like there's just nothing like both hands in the scalp, especially with extensions, because with a cast is really difficult. So like I always still like looked nice, but I wasn't feeling my best, you know? I think I did like glam makeup one time while I had my cast, just so I could like go out for dinner and like feel like, you know, a bit of extra in my life, because I hadn't done it like for a month. But after I got the cast taken off, had bandages put on, and it was like that for maybe 10 days or so, and then I could remove them. Literally a week after I removed the bandages, I was told like, you know, start moving your hand again, even with the bandages, like start moving your hand, da 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 da. I knew that some of my friends from Dubai were also going to Mykonos, and literally one day, one of them was like, I'm heading to the airport now, and I was like, you know what, you're going now? And they were like, yes, come, like we'll pick you up tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? My birthday is in a week from today. I think I went on like July 8th to Mykonos. Love Mykonos, you guys know that. So I went on July 8th, literally booked my ticket the night before. I asked my director, do you mind if I go to Mykonos tomorrow? And he's like, no problem, enjoy. I was like, perfect. So I booked off like 8 days. You guys, I spent like a month there. I don't know how it happened. My friends just kept extending. Like there was like a main crew, and then like other people would come in and out, and like they would come in for a week and then they would leave, and then like other friends would come, or other friends would be on the island, and then other girlfriends of mine would be like, you know, I'm coming this date, wait for me, I'm coming this date. And I was like, oh my God, all these people I haven't seen in so long, like, and then I was like, you know what? I haven't used any holiday time since I started my job. I haven't gone on a holiday in almost 1 year. My last holiday was actually Mykonos and then London last year. So I was literally just feeling like a caged animal, honestly. So I had an amazing, amazing time, and it was so much fun. I was literally barely posting anything on my fashion account. On my personal, I was posting stories, but on my fashion, like the parties and stuff, I just don't really post that vibe, you know? I try and keep it professional. If that even matters, because yeah, but it was honestly such a good time. It was amazing. I recognize so many like people from last summer as well, because I think I've been there now like 4 times, but it was so nice. It was like this crazy whirlwind, my life, the last little while. And if you guys are interested, maybe I will make like a Mykonos travel guide, or like just like top places to go, like rapid fire, bam, 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 bam. I think I'll film that maybe after this, maybe tonight, because I feel like I owe you content. I'm so sorry. So I had an amazing time in Mykonosss. Honestly, such good people, no drama, but also like many late nights. So I did need a little bit of recovery when I came back. Like most people are like, you spent a month in Mykonosss, are you insane? And I'm like, well, before I would always go at least like 2 weeks, but this trip, like, you don't have to go out every single night, right? You can like take nights off or like spend a day at the beach or whatever, right? And I was just like, Dubai is so disgustingly hot. People are telling me my office isn't that busy, just keep extending. Like all my units were managed by one of the guys on my team. Now I'm like back in work mode and I'm back to like, you know, I miss creating content for you guys. I miss reading your comments. I miss posting that I'm filming and all these things. So really missed you guys. Oh, also another life change and update is I don't want to disturb him now because he's quiet, but I've acquired a cat. I don't know if I'm keeping him, okay? But this was like 3 months ago now. So basically what happened was one of my colleagues, see now it's like, I'm noticing it. He was walking by a park one day, like coming to his car from a viewing, and he saw this cat and it had been literally just dumped in the park, but it was in its cat carrier and its cat bed was with it as well. His cat bed was with him as well. And he waited for like 2 hours. No one came. There was no note, but obviously leaving a cat in a park in a cat carrier, and it was like a solid plastic one with like little breathing holes. So it must have been so hot in there because it's Dubai. And at that time it was probably still like 33 in the afternoon, right? 33 degrees Celsius. So he brought it home. He was like, Jess, I have a dog. I can't properly take care of this cat because the dog is always chasing him around. He's always scared, da da da. And I'm gonna go away for a week if you don't mind just looking after him while I try and find him a home. And then I took him home and I was like, you know what? Like, I am feeling a bit like I miss having a pet, and I've always had animals like my whole life. The last decade I've had a cat in Canada. And so basically I decided to keep him, but I would kind of look for homes for him casually. But I've literally just like not looked for homes. Like went to Mykonosss, broke my hand, was going out on the weekends, was working full time. Like it wasn't really on the top of my to-do list. So I still have the cat 3 months later. My colleague named him Hiiiii after some footballer. I don't really watch sports, so I have no idea, but some footballer. If you guys know, then that's cool. But I always call him Hiiiii for short. Only recently I started calling him by name, which still no guarantees that I want to keep him because it is still a really big commitment. And while I was away, like I had to pay someone to come and feed him and look after him and like clean up everything, right? So, because I couldn't just like give him away, and I booked my flight the next day. So, you know, but I just feel so bad if I would give him to like an animal shelter because I just don't know like what would happen, you know? So that's the only thing. But he is very vocal at times. He's cute, but he's super vocal. He's not like a typical cat I'm used to. He can meow so much, but all he really wants is attention. Just sometimes when I come home from work, I'm like, it's a bit much, you know? So that's why I'm like, I don't know if we're the perfect match. So that's the only thing. I really don't know if I'm keeping him, but I still have him. And I know that, you know, he's well looked after. He has a nice home with me for now. The cat has his moments. Hiiiii, he's cute. Anyways, you guys, there's been a lot of updates and I hope I haven't missed anything. Overall, it's good. I'm feeling finally settled back into the work swing of things because coming back from holiday mode, like you guys, I had so many invitations to go yachting in Sardinia, come to London, come to Croatia, like stay in Mykonosss, come to Ibiza. Oh my God. But I was just like, I can't. And the thing is, most sane people would have left Mykonosss after 2 weeks and kept traveling. For me, I was literally at the point where I was just like, I just like where we're at. I don't want to get on a plane where there's any connections, where I have to lose my luggage. Also, flights from Mykonosss are not direct, a lot of them. They were really expensive as well. Like my return flight, I just didn't take it, and then I booked another one because I kept extending my trip and extending my trip. Oops. Probably have like unofficial Greek residency now. Love that for me. But yeah, I met a lot of really good people as well, and it's been such a whirlwind. If you guys stayed till the end, thank you so much for watching. And if there's any content you want to see from me coming up, please let me know. Leave a comment because I would so love to hear from you. And hopefully this video gets views and I really miss you guys. I hope I look good. I'm like kind of tired. It's 9 p.m. I finally like forced myself to get ready and not get ready, but I forced myself to fix my day makeup and sit down in front of a camera because I was working all day, but I really wanted to just make a move and take a step towards getting back on YouTube. We have reached the end of the video, you guys. So as always, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Even if you didn't, give it a thumbs up anyways. It helps my channel. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you. I love you, and we'll see you next time. Okay, guys. Bye.